Dear viewers, let's start with a simple image. A road that never gets built, a school waiting for repairs, a village tank that stays dry, not because the state is broke, not because a file is stuck, but because the wrong symbol won. That's not a metaphor, that's not exaggeration, that's a minister saying it out loud. When a minister openly says, I release funds based on election symbols, we are no longer talking about political rivalry. We are talking about the conversion of democracy into extortion. And the man saying this is Nitesh Rane, a sitting minister of the Maharashtra government. Hello, I am Tejas and you are watching Honest Take on Lokmat Times. In this video, we question why the unhinged behavior of Nitesh Rane goes unpunished every single time and why what he is saying now is utterly unconstitutional. But before we start, please do subscribe to Lokmat Times if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. On February 1st and 2nd, 2026, at a public rally in Kankavli, Sindhudurg district ahead of Zilla Parishad elections, Nitesh Rane made a statement that removed all ambiguity. In Marathi, he told the crowd that he releases development funds after checking election symbols. If the symbol is of the lotus or the bow and arrow, funds are cleared immediately. If the symbol is the flaming torch, funds can be stopped. Even previously approved funds can be cut. This was not a private conversation. This was not a slip of the tongue. This was a public declaration delivered as a political strategy. He went further. He said he had already done this during Gram Panchayat elections, that sarpanches were warned to come to our side or receive not a single rupee, and that the strategy worked. This matters because Nitesh Rane is not an MLA speaking in opposition. He is a minister handling development-linked portfolios, which brings us to the Constitution. Article 14, Equality before law. The state cannot discriminate, not by religion, not by caste, not by political affiliation. Public money belongs to citizens, not to parties. A minister is a trustee, not a donor. Conditioning funds on party symbols is textbook discrimination. There is no legal loophole here, no interpretive gymnastics. This is a straight violation. Then there is Article 164(3), the ministerial oath. Every minister swears an oath to uphold the constitution, not selectively, not when convenient. The oath does not say, I will serve only those who vote for my party. When a minister openly admits to punishing opposition-run bodies financially, that oath collapses into a joke. This is not grey area, this is not strong language, it is an open admission of misuse of power. Democracy only works when voters can choose freely. If choosing the wrong party means your village loses funds, then voting is no longer free. That is electoral intimidation using state machinery, which is why opposition leaders across parties have described this as an attack on fundamental rights, not just political ethics. Now here is the dangerous part. This is not an isolated incident. This is a pattern, and patterns tell us intent. Let's walk through the record. In early 2024, Nitesh Rane repeatedly addressed rallies where Muslims were portrayed as threats. At public meetings in Ghatkopar, Thane, Dongri and other areas, he pushed conspiracy narratives like love jihad and land jihad. He urged people to boycott Muslim vendors. He referred to communities as infiltrators and extremists. Civil rights groups filed complaints citing Supreme Court guidelines on hate speeches. Multiple FIRs followed. In September 2024, at rallies in Srirampur and Topkhana, he crossed another line. He threatened that if a Hindu religious figure was harmed, his supporters would enter mosques and hunt people down. Those are not metaphors. Those are not political slogans. They are direct threats of violence. 2 FIRs were registered. Later that month, another FIR followed after a Ganpati festival speech in Navi Mumbai. Another one in Parari after public protest forced police action. In December 2024, he called Kerala a mini Pakistan, claimed that terrorists vote for opposition leaders like the Gandhis. That statement equated democratic choice with terrorism. Again, no consequences. By 2025, Nitesh Rane was a minister. The language did not soften. More complaints, more speeches attacking Muslims, more statements pushing Hindu Rashtra rhetoric. At one point, he suggested that madrasas produce guns instead of education. Throughout all this, something stayed constant. He remained untouched. According to election affidavits analyzed by the Indian Express during assembly elections, Nitesh Rane has 38 FIRs registered against him. These include 66 serious legal sections. This is the highest count among ministers in the Maharashtra cabinet. Most of these cases relate to communal speeches, not corruption allegations, not administrative disputes, speeches, and yet he continues as a minister in good standing. Police act fast when protesters speak. Dissenters are thrown in jail for years on flimsy charges. But when it comes to the ministers, the system suddenly slows down. Courts have repeatedly nudged police to examine transcripts because enforcement has been selective. Even when FIRs are registered, charge sheets take years, trials take longer. By the time accountability arrives, damage is already done. The question should also be asked to the political party Nitesh Rane belongs to. The ruling party has not suspended him, not censured him, not distanced itself. Silence in politics is not neutrality, it is approval. Here is the thing, this is no longer about one minister losing control of his tongue. This is about what kind of governance we are normalizing. When development funds become political weapons, democracy turns feudal. Loyalty is rewarded, dissent is starved. This is not governance, this is punishment economics. And when a man with no visible policy footprint in his own ministry dominates headlines only for threats, hate and coercion, it tells you where power is being invested, not in administration, in intimidation. What's truly chilling is not what he says, it is how comfortable he is saying it. No denial, no clarification, no apology, only repetition. That comfort comes from one place, impunity. So here is my honest take. If a minister can say vote wrong and lose development, then elections become meaningless rituals. Villagers don't vote for vision, they vote for survival. And once that line is crossed, there is no opposition left, only submission. Today it's one symbol, tomorrow it is one religion, the day after, one voice. This is how democracy is wrought, not with coups, but with cheers. Nitesh Rane's fund blocking statement is not just unconstitutional, it is confessional. It admits misuse of power, it admits voter coercion, it admits discrimination, and the system's response so far has been silence. Silence from the government, silence from institutions, silence that tells every other politician, go ahead, nothing will happen. The constitution was written to protect citizens from rulers, but it only works if rulers are afraid of crossing it. Right now, they are not. And that should scare you more than any speech ever could. This was today's honest take with me, Tejas. If you like this video, please share it, comment on it, and keep watching Lokmat Times for more such stories.